I think the mental challenge of sailing a boat for me to be keeping the damn thing serviceable, you know, repairing things, being adaptive to fix whatever you've got with what you've got, and the actual challenge of the sailing itself. It's all a good way of keeping young.
Wow!
Then we started saving money because we knew that we wanted to do something else, that there must be something different.
It was the coolest experience probably I've had in my life.
I found that coming home and working on the boat was tremendous therapy.
I see.
Tremendous. Wow. You know, I could vent my frustrations on a piece of wood.
Yeah, you built 100% of the interior.
I built it all, yeah.
We saw all the movies and we read all the books of the sailors from circumnavigations, and then we thought, okay, let's buy a boat and do it.
And always in the back of my head was the boat thing. Like, one day I gotta live on a boat. Can I afford it? Can I do it? I just sort of discovered, it was like an epiphany really, like, hey, I'm there. I can do it now. I realized, hey, it's time. I need to make this happen. I think I've been in Providence for a year, so the second year I spent up there, I was looking for a boat. I was, you know, thinking, like, researching how I was going to do it.
Met Lynette, and then we just little trailer sailor, a little keeler, a bit bigger, and we loved it. And we, even in New Zealand, we used to average, about 30 weekends out of a year we go sailing. So every second weekend we basically go sailing, weather or no weather. And we kept that pretty well up for a long time.
When I met Renee, he took me out on a date on the yacht. He had a little 18-foot trailer sailor and we went sailing and I just loved it. I loved it straight away.
And then we bought our boat and we spent the first 3 years with our boat basically refitting the boat.
Wow.
Yeah, we went out for the day and it was just, that was my first ever sailing. It was a brilliant day.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it was about like our second date, I think we went sailing.
And then in between we thought, okay, of getting divorced, selling the boat, doing everything. And then we said, okay, now we have to go.
Yeah.
Now we have to go.
Just slam the thing together and make her safe and don't worry about beauty, just go and leave and go sailing and see how it's like.
I find that I'm actually more productive. I think there's a strong correlation between when you're happy and you're productive, you know.
The idea that you can live with your home, you can take your home with you and you have everything with you is a lot easier than living out of a suitcase or a backpack. So I think that is one of the things I like the most. And another thing is that everybody's the same. You know, there's no social structure or anything. Everyone sailing is a great leveler, cruising.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what people do, who they are, where they come from.
We've all got the cruising.
Yeah, you've got one thing in common and that's it. And you can talk to anyone.
Another really strong motivator for doing this is just living simply and having a very small footprint. So it took me a long time to get to the point where I'm completely off grid. So buying solar panels, buying configuring the setup for the charge controller and batteries, and building the dinghy so that I can anchor out. I'm not relying on marinas, and that was sort of the goal. And it did take me a while to get here, but that was definitely a strong motivator to be self-sustained and not be consuming a lot, especially in terms of fossil fuels and energy.
Our first storm, and we just thought we just want to die, and we fight it for 24 hours, you know. We both got seasick and the autopilot didn't work anymore, the wind vane didn't work, so we had to steer by hand and we changed every hour.
I think it definitely is one of those things that you learn how to deal with it, what the boat likes to do, how to rig it, you know, for the heavy weather.
And then after 24 hours we just went down and said, okay, that's it, so we're just going to die.
Drop the sails, hove to, shut the lockers, shut the companion away, and then we just thought, let's see what happens.
The seas were gigantic. All of a sudden it just came real quick.
Wow.
And just trying to get the storm jib up in 50 knots is really difficult.
Wow.
But we managed. It was a bit scary there for a while.
The effect is with winds like that you can't stand up. I slithered around the deck with some vice grips and pulled the cotter pins out. Let the mast go that way. And believe me, there's nothing like a scared man with cotter pins.
Yeah, pulling the cotter
like
pins out.
butter, you know.
We just had a little storm jib up, locked the boat up,
Yep.
and just sat inside and kept going. Yeah, that was scary.
So we expected everything to be broken and everything to be blown off, and well, and a couple of hours later we came up.
Everything was fine.
Yeah, everything was fine.
And then we thought, okay, are we able to cross the Atlantic? Because we were really scared.
Yeah.
We were really
Scared the crap out of us. Absolutely.
And then I'll fly back and carry on to Madeira and the Canaries, down to the Cape Verdes, Brazil, along the coast of South America to the Caribbean, and then home via Bermuda.
Wow.
Nova Scotia and probably the coast of Maine as well. Yeah, I was just up there, and I love the coast of Maine. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So is Nova Scotia. So.
Yeah, Cuba would be nice.
Nova Scotia.
And Nova Scotia, yeah. Somehow it creeped into our mind that we could actually sail up the coast and see Nova Scotia and maybe see some icebergs for a change.
Ah. So do you think you'll do a circumnavigation of the Atlantic and then up to maybe...
We have no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah, it might happen. Just go up there and maybe cross over to the Azores. Well, there's everything is possible.
Through the Panama and across the Pacific and home.
And then we actually gonna move on again in the boat. But it will be Thailand, Borneo, Philippines.
As long as the boat floats and as long as we have money, we do it.
You're not thinking of like someday we're gonna live in a house on land. You're not thinking someday maybe we'll...
Not really. I mean, for me, there's the idea of having some beach huts on a beach somewhere.
But then we have to be really old.
Well, yeah. Just the definition of old, that's the question.
We have to be really, really old.
I'd just say, just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Just do whatever you need to do and go.
A lady that I met in New Zealand before I left, that circumnavigated 5 years previously. And I was talking to her, oh, this hasn't been done there. She said, well, just go, and you can do those things on the way.
Yeah.
Just because you'll never be ready if you wait until everything's done.
Yeah. Don't wait, just go. The boat doesn't need to be perfect.
No, and anything that's not done, you can do it on the way.
Yeah, and don't worry, there'll always be stuff to do on the boat. You don't need to get it all done before you go.
No, there's always something to do.
Yeah, number one would be do it. Like, do it right now.
Wow.
Don't hesitate. Like, it can be done, and it can be done in increments. If you want to start, find a harbor where you can keep the boat and work on it, and then work on the boat, fix it up, do small passages. Like, depending on your sailing experience, I think anybody can do it. Anybody can learn to sail. That's for sure. And the idea that that this is hard to attain right now is, I think, just not right. It's very easy to do, and there are tons of people out here doing it.
Just go out there and do it.
Just go out and do it.
Just do it. Just leave and learn as you go. You figure it.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it, and just make sure you've got a spare laptop on you. But just go, and rather go small rather than big, because bigger costs a lot more. And you can at the moment pick good 36, 40 foot boats up for next to nothing, what can be set up to go ocean sailing.
Yeah.
So yeah, stop dreaming, just go on and do it. Make sure you got good sails, have a reasonable boat, in good condition, and just go, and then see how you go.
It's easier than people would think. Once you get the boat, and you figure out how you're going to finance it to a certain extent.
Yep.
It's cheap. Well, It's still a boat, but some of your day-to-day stuff is cheap. Like, I mean, I'm not paying rent right now. I'm sitting here on anchor. So.
In a beautiful place.
Yeah.
The scenery changes.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you get on a boat because you want to move, though. So, maybe you spend your first year at the dock, but I've seen a lot of people who spend their first year or two at the dock and never make it out.
Yep.
You really got to have a plan to leave.
Yep.
And make that step of moving. But it's definitely doable.
Sell everything and do it.
Sell everything and do it.
Sell everything and do it, or just keep dreaming.
Yeah. No. Because you only know what it's like when you're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Just give
for
it
sure.
a try.
Just that's for sure. And you can't lose anything. I mean,
Yeah.
you can just gain in experience and everything. Even if the experience is not pleasant sometimes.
And even if you don't like it, you know, if you
Well,
go
then-
sailing and if you
well, then you can-
realize I don't like it, it's a nice dream, but
It's nothing
the
lost.
reality is different.
There's
But
nothing
then
lost.
you have tried it, and then you know.
Yeah. And
You
then
can always go back.
you can always go back or dream of something else and just get it out of your head. That's
But if you're thinking about it and you think you really want to do it, then just
Do it.
Yeah.
You lose nothing, maybe only money.
Well, what's money?
She's taken you over 250,000 miles.
Yeah, it's a good boat.
So how long have you had this boat?
I bought her last June, and it's October now. Yeah.
Okay, so not
No,
that
it's not
long.
quite October.
Did you have a boat before this?
I didn't.
No, this is your first living aboard on your own boat.
Exactly.
This is wow.
So it's
We're
been
just
a
at the
year.
very beginning of the adventure.
Yeah.